Hello, thank you for checking out my video. And today we're working with arithmetic and geometric sequence. In the previous video we did arithmetic. Today what we're going to do is geometric. Okay, so we'll use the geometric sequence, the explicit formula, and we're going to go ahead and solve some geometric sequences. So let's take a look at the first problem. Okay, so let's see. So in this particular problem here, again, it will not tell you if it's geometric or if it is a arithmetic. So it's important to make sure you can find that out. And this one looks close, so you have to take a look at it and see here. Alright, so if we take a look at this and we're looking at it, we're like, oh, is this arithmetic or is it geometric? You could take the 6 and subtract 4 and see what you get, and you get 2. And then take the 9 and subtract 6, and what do you get? Oh, you get 3. So it cannot be an arithmetic. Okay, so now we're going to take a look, and because it doesn't have a common difference, now we're going to take a look to see if it is geometric by doing 6 divided by 4. Okay, and if you simplify that, figure out what number goes into 6 and 4, which is 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 4 2 times, and that's the same as 1.5. Okay, now we'll do 9 divided by 6, and you can ask yourself what number goes into 9 and 6. 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and again that's 1.5. So it's a common ratio. So now we know it's the geometric sequence. It's being multiplied by 1.5 each time it goes up. So we need essentially 2 things to write the formula, and then the third thing is what term we're putting it in. So we know the common ratio is 1.5. Okay, and you can put the decimal in if it's not repeating. Okay, we need a sub 1, which is the first term, which is in this case is 4. And we're going to put in the 7th term. Alright, and you could write it all the way out, but I'm just going to plug in everything here and skip the step that I did in the previous video. We're just going to plug in everything. We're just going to say a sub n, and n is 7. A sub 1 is 4. Okay, r, just like the common difference, we want to put that in parentheses, 1.5, and then raise it to the 7 minus 1. Okay, alright, so this is a sub 7 is equal to 4 times 4 comes from here times 1.5 raised to 7 minus 1. And if you wanted to just say 7 minus 1 is 6 and put it as 6, you could. But I'll just recommend just keep everything straight. Just type the whole thing in. And remember, we want to type in just this part here. Okay? So now I'm going to go to the calculator and type it in. Alright, clear this out. Take a look at it again. Alright, so we're going to say 4 times 1.5, close parentheses. And this next part, put it in parentheses as well. So I'm going to raise it up and then put it in parentheses. Alright, and it was 7 minus 1, close parentheses. Alright, and this is what you get. You get 45.5625. I'm going to write that out. Let's see, 45 0.52, double check that, 5625. Okay. All right, and that's the answer. But it says to round to the nearest thousand. All right. And what is the thousands? Well, the thousands. Let's see if I got that on here. And if you're confused about rounding, yeah, I don't have it on here. If you're confused about rounding, you need to take a look at place value. But the thousandth place is this number here. Okay, so we're going to look to the number to the right of that and raise it up from there. So that's going to get us 45.56, and because it's 5 or higher, we round it up. So that's going to be 3. So this is our answer. Alright, let's take a look at another example. Alright, you could pause the video here and see if you can solve this one on your own. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. Alright, so I could take this 12 and subtract it from 18, and that's going to get me negative 6. And then I could take the 8 and subtract it from 12, and that gets me negative 4. So they're not the same. So it's not going to be an arithmetic sequence. Now I can check to see if it's going to be geometric, which probably assume that it is. So we do that by doing 12 divided by 18. Let's see what that is. And you can simplify that and figure out what number goes into 12 and 18, the biggest number that goes into it. And that would be 6. 6 goes into 12 2 times. 6 goes into 18 3 times. Okay? But if you want to make that a decimal, you can, but it's a repeating decimal. Not 3, but 6. Okay? And you can't type that in. You have to type in this fraction. So some of these you have to know how to simplify. Let's do the other one. 8 divided by 12. Okay? And the biggest number that goes into it is 4. 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. But let's say you couldn't figure out that's the number. Well, you know they both even. You can at least divide it by 2. And 2 goes into 8 4 times, and then 2 goes into 12 6 times. Then look to see if you can keep dividing it. What number goes into 4 and 6? 2 again. 2 goes into 4 2 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and you get that 2 over 3. So 2 over 3 is going to be our common ratio. And we'll have to type that fraction in here. Alright, our first term, easy enough, is 18. And our n is 8. And we're just going to type all of that in into the formula. A sub n, see, a sub 1, 18, parentheses for the r, 2 divided by 3, and then raise it up to the n, 8 minus 1. Alright, and now we're going to type all of that in to the calculator. To the calculator. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to clear this out and see what it was again. 18, 2 over 3, 8 minus 1. So we'll do 18 parentheses 2 divided by 3, close parentheses. Let's backtrack. Let's see if I tab over and put the close parentheses. There we go. Now we're going to raise it to what was it again? 8 minus 1. So open parentheses, 8 minus 1, close parentheses. Alright, and we got this big number here. 1.053497. It's a big number. But I'm going to go ahead and round it here, and it's to the nearest thousands. All of these are to the thousands. So I see the 4. Matter of fact, let me write it out. 1.053497 942. Okay, and we want to go 3 places because it's the thousands. This is the tens, this is the hundreds, this is the thousands. It's different than when it goes this way because there's no ones. So instead of starting with the tens place going backwards, you start with, instead of starting with the ones place going backwards behind the decimal, you skip the ones and you start with tenths, hundreds, thousands. And at this thousands, that's the number we're going to change or leave the same. The number to the right is what we use to determine that. So it's not 5 or higher, it's a 4. So we're going to leave it the same. We're just going to drop all of that off. And we'll have 1.053. So a sub 8 is equal to 1.053. So if we went 8 terms, this will get smaller and smaller and smaller. So this is how you work out a geometric sequence with an explicit formula. Remember to make sure you find everything you need, the first term, common ratio, and your nth term, and just plug them in, type in the calculator. Okay? Alright? Again, I want to thank you for checking out my video. Have a nice day.